Hello everyone, I'm just coming on today. Today is your comprehension activity, but the book we are going to look at this term is called The Iron Giant, or The Iron Man. Sometimes he's referred to as the Giant. This story is by Ted Hughes. It's a really lovely story, and I'm just going to come on and read you the first chapter. Okay. The first chapter is called The Coming of the Iron Man. The Iron Man came to the top of the cliff. How far had he walked? Nobody knows. Where'd he come from? Nobody knows. How was he made? Nobody knows. Taller than a house, the Iron Man stood at the top of the cliff, on the very brink in the darkness. The wind sang through his iron fingers. His great iron head, shaped like a dustbin, but as big as a bedroom, slowly turned to the right, slowly turned to the left. His iron ears turned this way and that. He was here in the sea. His eyes, like headlamps, glowed white, then red, then infrared, searching the sea. Never before had the Iron Man seen the sea. He swayed in the strong wind that pressed against his back. He swayed forward on the brink of the high cliff. And his right foot, his enormous iron right foot, lifted up, out into space, and the Iron Man stepped forward off the cliff into nothingness. Crash! Down the cliff the Iron Man came toppling over his heels. Crash! 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 From rock to rock, snag to snag, tumbling slowly as he crashed and crashed and crashed. His iron legs fell off. His iron arms broke off, and his hands broke off the arms. His great iron ears fell off, and his eyes fell out. His great iron head fell off. All the separate pieces tumbled, scattered, crashing, bumping, clanging down onto the rocky beach far below. A few rocks tumbled with him. Then silence. Only the sound of the sea chewing away at the edge of the rocky beach where the bits and pieces of the Iron Man lay scattered far, wide, silent and unmoving. Only one of the Iron Man's hands, laying beside an old sand-logged washed-up seaman's boat, waved its fingers for a minute, like a crab on its back. Then it lay still, while the stars went on wheeling through the sky and the wind went on tugging at the grass on the top of the cliff and the sea went on boiling and booming. Nobody knew the Iron Man had fallen. Night passed. Just before dawn, as the darkness grew bluer and the shapes of the rocks separated from each other, two seagulls flew carrying over the rocks. They landed on a patch of sand. They had two chicks in their nests on the cliff. Now they were searching for food. One of the seagulls flew up. Ah! He had seen something. He glided low over the sharp rocks and as he landed and picked something up. Something shiny, round and hard. It was one of the Iron Man's eyes. He brought it back to his mate, and they both looked at it, this strange thing. And the eye looked at them. It rolled from side to side, looking first at one gull and then to the other. The gulls, peering at it, thought it was a strange kind of calm, peeping at them from this shell. Then the other gull flew up, wheeled around and landed and picked something up. Something awkward, heavy, strange. And the gull flew low and slowly dragging the heavy thing. Finally the gull dropped it beside its eye, and this new thing had 5 legs. It moved. The gull thought it was kind of a strange crab. They did not know what they had found, the Iron Man's eye and the Iron Man's right hand. But as soon as the eye and the hand got together, the eye looked at the hand. Its light glowed blue, and the hand stood up on 3 fingers and its thumb, and craned its forefinger like a long nose. It felt around. It touched the eye. Gleefully it picked up the eye and tucked it under its middle finger. The eye peered out between the forefinger and the thumb, and now the hand could see. It looked around. Then it darted and jabbed one of the gulls with its stiffly held finger, then darted at the other and jabbed him. The 2 gulls flew up into the wind with a frightened cry. I'm going to leave it there.